The crash was not survivable. Or at least that's what everyone had said. Lieutenant Dax Marin, a former starfighter pilot turned salvager, had made a life picking through space junk in the aftermath of skirmishes and failed expeditions. The far edge of the Orion Fringe was full of debris fields, derelict cruisers, broken drones, and sometimes, just sometimes, survivors. That's what brought him here, drawn by a faint distress signal emanating from a jungle-choked moon orbiting a gas giant. He brought his rickety ship, the Emberwake, down through the thick clouds and landed near the half-buried wreck. A twisted, bird-like structure poked from the trees. Organic curves, silver-blue alloys. Definitely not human-made. As he approached the wreckage with his exosuit scanning, something unexpected pinged back. Life form detected. Unreal, he muttered, tightening his grip on the scanner. Carefully, Dax stepped through the torn-open hull of the alien ship, brushing aside vines and ash-like leaves. There she was, a young alien woman slumped beside a broken biopod. Her wings, yes, wings, were cracked, the feather-like membranes torn and crusted in dark purple blood. She looked like a cross between an angel and a raptor. Humanoid in shape, her limbs bore subtle armor plating like insect carapace, and her face was fierce yet soft, bronze eyes flickering with instinctive distrust. She tried to rise when he got closer, baring her teeth, but collapsed with a weak growl. "I'm not here to hurt you," Dax said slowly, removing his helmet. Her gaze shifted from cautious to confused. "I heard your signal. My name's Dax. I'm going to help you." She hissed something in her language, but then her eyes rolled back and she slumped unconscious. Middle, healing wings, building trust. The next few days were intense. He carried her to the Emberwake, treating her wounds with his limited medkit and carefully bracing the fractured bones in her wings. He had to guess at her anatomy. Her biology wasn't in any known database, but his instincts as a pilot-turned-medic served him well enough. She regained consciousness on day 2. Dax expected screaming, maybe even a fight. Instead, she looked around, blinking at the ceiling, her wing twitching weakly. Then she noticed him sitting beside her, dozing off in the pilot's chair. She whispered a single word. "Secural." He stirred. "What?" "Secural," she repeated, tapping her chest. "Me. Name." He smiled. "Secural. Got it. I'm Dax." He tried to sit up. He gently stopped her. "Not yet," he said. "Wings aren't ready." She scowled, eyes narrowing. Her culture didn't seem to appreciate helplessness. Over the next week she spoke more. Her language, while alien, had some structural similarities to old Vocari dialects. He was able to translate basic phrases with a linguistic module. Secural had been a scout for the Kalari Enclave, a winged species known for their aerial mastery and graceful battle tactics. Her squadron had been ambushed while charting this sector, and her ship shot down. The rest had either escaped or perished. She had been abandoned. By the time she finished, she turned away, the light in her bronze eyes dimmed with shame. "I am discarded," she muttered, bitter. "Useless now. Wings broken." Dax leaned in. "Wings can heal. And even if they don't, you're not useless." Her gaze lingered on him. "Why help? You are human." Dax chuckled softly. "That's exactly why. Rebuilding flight." Secural's wings were damaged beyond natural healing. Dax knew that, even if she hadn't admitted it aloud. But he also knew how to improvise. After weeks of scavenging wreckage from her ship and mixing it with human prosthetic tech, Dax managed to design a set of semi-mechanical, neuro-linked wing braces. They looked like a fusion of alien musculature and Terran aerogel tech, complete with lightweight servos and synthetic membranes. When he first showed them to her, Securel stared in stunned silence. "You rebuilt them." Dax grinned. "I'm a pilot. We fix what breaks. And I figured you deserved to fly again." The first time she tried them on, her knees buckled. But he caught her. The second time she took 2 shaky steps forward. The third time she soared. Not far. Not high. But the wind caught her wings, and for a moment, her whole body lit with golden energy. Her people's flight reflex. She let out a choked sound halfway between a sob and a laugh. Dax stood beneath her, grinning like an idiot. That night they shared food in the cockpit, her seated beside him instead of alone in the medbay. "You are strange, Dax," she said, munching on dried root crisps. "Strange, but bright. I'll take that as a compliment." "You gave me back sky," she said softly, looking down at her wings. "I thought only Kalari knew how to make them. But you did it." He glanced at her, then shrugged. "Maybe I just saw someone who deserved a second chance." Securel tilted her head, her eyes shimmering in the low light. "I have decided," she said suddenly. "Decided what?" "You are mine now." He blinked. Come again." "In my culture, when someone restores flight to the broken, they become more than friend, more than family. You are my Rothkai, my chosen hero." Dax looked stunned. "Well, that's a lot to live up to." "I will help you live up to it," she said, completely serious. He chuckled. "I think I just got promoted." Final test. It wasn't long before others came. The Kalari had picked up Securel's renewed signal, and her people returned, not with cheers but suspicion. They descended from the sky in sharp-winged frigates, demanding that Securel return. She was a liability, they said, a symbol of failure. Worse, she was touched by human hands. When Dax stood beside her as they argued, one of the Kalari commanders growled, "Step away, ape." Securel stepped forward instead. "You did not come for me when I burned," she spat. "You did not mourn. You erased my name from the sky records. You are broken." "No," she said, voice rising like wind through canyons. "I was broken. He made me whole." She spread her new wings, gleaming with hybrid firelight and wind-reactive nanofilm. The Kalari flinched. "This human," she said, voice thunderous now, "is my Rothkai, my chosen. He fixed my wings. And I will follow him, not you." One of the warriors tried to grab her by the arm. That was a mistake. Securel twisted through the air in a flawless spiral, flipped behind the soldier, and slammed him to the ground. "I can still fight," she growled. The others hesitated. The commander grimaced and finally turned away. "You are no longer Kalari. You are exile." "Then I will fly free," she answered, ending, "together in the sky." They left the moon that day, the Emberwake cruising through the stratosphere, with Securel seated in the co-pilot seat. "Exile suits you," Dax said, glancing at her. "Exile is freedom," she answered. "Besides, I fly with you now." They had many destinations ahead, some dangerous, others peaceful, but none as lonely as before. And every time Securel leapt from the ramp, her wings shining with that blend of technology and rebirth, Dax would look up with quiet awe. He hadn't just repaired her ship. He'd repaired her. And in return, she became more than a passenger. She became his partner, his protector. And in a galaxy full of dark, uncertain skies, she called him hero.